Hello everyone, I am English Debbie and you are welcome to my YouTube channel. And in today's video, we are going to talk about lots of things. Just as I promised you, this year we'll be focusing on ESL and education. So today I brought to you the person of Okwe Mipo Olashupo. She is the director of Autism Perfect Educational Consult. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Debbie.
All right, so today we are going to be talking about special education and would focus on autism. I'm sure you are, wondering what is autism, and I'm sure some people already have a clue of what autism is about. So, Okwe Mipo Olashupo is going to shed some light on what autism is all about.
Alright, thank you, Miss Debbie. Hello, everyone. Alright, when we're talking about autism, autism is a condition that affects the brain.
Okay.
Alright, and autism is a is a complex disorder of the central nervous system.
Wow.
And when we're talking about autism, we have the red flags, alright, and the three-trait area.
Okay, so what are those red flags? What are those symptoms that when you see it on a child, then you can know that the child is autistic?
Okay, so talking about the three-trait area or the three keys and how you can detect that your child is living with autism. And the first one is the impairment in verbal communication, non-verbal.
Okay.
Impairment in non-verbal communication.
So that means that the child will not communicate like verbally.
Yes, a child will be unable to say, "Mom, I want to wee," "Mom, I want to do this." So that shows the child is having a slow developmental milestone.
Wow.
Yeah. So and the second one is impairment in social interaction, unable to associate outside, alright, to make friends, unable to play, alright, with peers in the classroom. While the third one is the behavioral disorder.
Wow. That's amazing. Sometimes a lot of people tend to think the child is just being deliberate about it, or maybe you need to be harsh on the child to make the child, start talking. A lot of people believe that if you're not hard on the child will not talk. Meanwhile, these things are actually as a result of the autism.
Yeah, from the definition, I actually mentioned is the brain, right? It's a condition of the brain, all right? That has really affected
the child. So the child cannot handle it already. So there's nothing the child can actually do, even if you're hard on the child.
That's how the child's brain is wired.
It's already wired. Wow.
So they are already in their home world, and we are ready to bring them back into our home world.
Wow. So that tells us a lot. That tells us that once we meet a child that is autistic, then we need to change our orientation. You should not just treat the child like, you're just being slow.
We should show them love.
We should show them love and accept who they are.
Yeah, accept them for who they are. Yeah.
Thank you.
And other symptoms or the red flags we can actually detect, or for you to know, this child in the classroom, he behaves differently from the Mr. A child. Alright, is when the child is flapping of his or her hands to words, alright, objections to loud noise, objections to light, objections to crowd. Now, that crowd aspect, on the assembly ground, probably the drum, or in church, you see a child blocking the 2 ears.
Wow.
Yes, and there's something, they are the very clever children, very intelligent. All right, yes. So those are the red flags. You see, they eat few foods. All right, they pick food.
You don't even want to eat so
yes,
much.
Yes, yeah.
Wow, thank you so much, Ms. Okpemigo. All right, I would like to ask you this question: is there a specific age where you start to discover that this child is this? Is it like, okay, once the child is 3 years old, you start seeing the symptoms of autism, or can it also show before the age 3, or it varies depending on the child?
Yeah, over the years, all right. Doing my one-on-one section or assessments with the parent and the child, you will get all kind of stories, and they will tell you, okay, I gave birth to this child 3 years. That does not mean because we gave birth to the child 3 years, that's when the autism occurred. No, I'm not saying that. But they will tell you, Miss Okwe, I gave birth to this child just a normal pregnant delivery, and after 2 years or 2 years, 3 years, then I noticed my child is not functioning like other children in the environment. Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. That's
And
really
yeah,
interesting.
the early intervention,
It matters. Thank you
yeah.
so much. Okay, so my final question is, what should be the best reaction? What should one do? I'm a teacher, and in my classroom, I
Okay.
have an autistic child. How should I go about it? I don't even have any training at all about autism, and even the school did not carry me along because we have cases where the parents are in denial. The parents don't even agree that their children are autistic or their child is autistic. So you could just have a pupil or like a student in your class, and just like a regular pupil. How do you teach this child? How do you bring up this child in such a way that he can improve and not just sitting on the chair and whiling away time?
Okay, thank you, Miss Debbie. Yeah, number one, I'm going to say that thank you, and yes, for those people that you're a teacher, a regular teacher in the classrooms, probably the school doesn't understand what we call the inclusion, all right, to bring them together. Then what do you do when you observe stuff like that? Firstly, you have to go to the school management, all right. Then you can call on us, or go through the help of a specialist, someone in the field that can assess the child. But before you do that, you have to, yeah, like you said, some parents are self-denial, so you have to let the school authority know about it. Then you call a specialist for an assessment. Even before the assessment, the child should be diagnosed. All right, it's not all doctors that can actually diagnose your child.
Wow.
Yeah, there are some doctors that they are specialists, that can diagnose that child. Then after diagnosing, then we assess the child as our special education person, a speech therapy, depending on what is affecting the child or what the issue is. So different people, different specialists will diagnose the child, and after that, we draft what we call IEP, individual educational plan, for the child. Then from there, we can now come in, to stand in as a therapist in the school for that child.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm sure a lot of people learned so much from today's video, just like I also have been impacted. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we still have lots and lots of things to talk about, and you're going to be seeing them in my upcoming videos. And of course, we also have a special program that is coming up in February. Yeah, I think it's the last Saturday in February.
27.
Yeah, it's going to be a special training for you. If you are a parent, come around, and if you are a teacher, come around. It's going to be all about autism. How do you bring up a child? How do you handle it? What are those tools that will make teaching an autistic child easy for you? And of course, how to develop your communicating skills, whether you're in class or at home, wherever you find yourself. Thank you so much for watching this video. For more, kindly click the subscribe button and like. See you next time. Bye bye.